All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano, and it is Sunday. Happy Father's Day, June 20th, 2021. Hope you guys are having a great Father's Day. And for those women who identify as fathers, you too. Sometimes, you feel like a nut. Sometimes you got two. Ha! And that was good. Right off the bat, we start off with something like that within 60 seconds. This show has gone down the tubes. Gotta go. Good night, everybody. We should just leave while we're getting big. That's what I do. I usually do that. I usually self-sabotage myself. But not tonight. Tonight, I'm gonna teach you guys how to survive an alien invasion. Of all things, and this is no joke. This is 100% serious. I thought about this for a few minutes today. I thought I could talk about this for 2 hours because nobody knows. So we're going to hypothesize and theorize and talk about it. I might let some of you in the show. I don't know. I don't know if I'm in the mood to open up the lines of communicate. All right, maybe I will. I don't know. COVID. Yeah, so I don't know any of you who are out there living in a different world now. I was watching sports today and saw the crowds are gathering, getting larger in most states. Masks are now off on a lot of people's faces. No more face diapers, especially if you're a vaccinated person. That's right. You don't need to wear. I like the signs they have up here in Florida. This establishment recommends wearing a mask unless you've been vaccinated 100%. Meaning, and then you read the small lines, if you had your first dose and then you waited 30 days and then got your second dose, which means you are fully vaccinated, unless you had the Pfizer, which means or Johnson & Johnson, which means you've only been whatever, which one, you just need one shot. You can enter the building as well without a mask. Under 17, not permitted without parent. Just kidding. You can come in. Anybody's welcome. Like you walk up to the doors and there's like, fuck, Tom just walking in. I remember when the first day they said, in Florida, you don't have to wear a mask, whatever. I walked in the next day and the lady goes, "Sir, where's your mask?" I go, I don't need it. Vaccinated. Of course, I lied. God, I hate wearing that ass diaper. Face diaper. Same thing. Hated it. And then I did like it. I liked it for a few months because I was able to hide my shame of being a human when all the toilet paper started disappearing last March. Remember the toilet paper craze of 2020? How am I going to wipe my ass was the biggest question of 2020. First it was C19, then it was, how are you going to wipe your ass? Who started the toilet paper craze? How stupid are we as a society to deplete toilet paper? You realize there's a shower right there in case you run out. You put your ass under there. Where you go when you're stuck in the house like me for 6 months? A year, whatever it was. 6 months, really. Put your ass in the sink, Johnny. I'm not worried about toilet paper. I need to worry about getting food. Remember? Coca-Cola products were hard to find. I went down to the grocery store there when we were in full lockdown mode. Remember getting there early? And they had lines of people and then they had, if you're over 65, you can go in an hour before the rest of the world. Like, what? Wait, I'm here first. I don't care if grandma wants to get her bread and her milk. I was here before grandma. Now I got to wait 55 more minutes out in the cold. Remember, it was like cold out that morning. It was like March 30th, I think it was. 2 weeks into this lockdown last year. Oh, God. We are the dumbest. We're so stupid. I know I started off on the wrong track. All right, let's do this. We're going to talk about that survival stuff. I got a really cool couple of sightings I want to go over. Twitter, Facebook. You guys are animals on Facebook. I normally don't go and peruse Facebook, not even my own. I just type everything. Hey, you want to watch the show? It's coming on tonight. And then I'm done. My fascination with Facebook ended a long time ago. I'm a YouTuber. I like watching YouTube videos. Julian Assange. This guy's in prison for no reason. We got to get him out of jail. Yeah, I'm worried about Julian. Roll call, everybody. Real quick roll call. Stu Gerson, everybody knows, everybody sees. Hello, I don't know what I was going to call you. Welcome. Kelly Lewis, welcome to the show. Sky Allen, where'd you go? Fast chat room, welcome to the show. Red Panda, the second half of my smartness, welcome to the show. Felicia Flores, welcome. Howdy doody, welcome. Dr. Z Smith, you are here at the show. Welcome. Paul Geary. I almost said Paul Garvey. Paul Geary, welcome to the show. Stephen A., welcome to the show. Felix the Cat Cordova, welcome to the show. Launchpad, welcome to the show. Justin Reese. Rise? It's Reese. I guarantee it's Reese. Welcome to the show. Jill Delight, welcome to the show. Nice to see you. What a great name. Julie Size. C's? It's got to be C's. Size? I'm going to say size. I bet you I'm wrong. Mike Ozzie, welcome to the show. Yeah, we were just on KGRA, the Paranormal Now show. Me, Third Phase, Dark Hour. It was good stuff. Yeah, I really I like doing interviews for other shows. I like it almost as much as doing this. Brian, welcome to the show. What's up, man? Franklin Mathers. I'm a believer. I saw you just recently over in KGRA. Welcome to Goof on IR Film. Whoa, almost lost my elbows there. Welcome to the show. Bridget Ladd, welcome to the show. Chris Corkum, welcome to the show. Ghost 8, Shinjoji, welcome. JP Besson, welcome to the show. Tico Man, what's up, Tico? I think I know you. Oh, you got one of those stones there I see from, where is it? Euthanasia? Eggneck Face, welcome to the show. Coral Ann, welcome to the show. Bob M, welcome to the show. Alcy Tiger, Third Phase of the Rock Fam, welcome to the show. Elena, Ianu. Fancy Haven, welcome to the show. Elena, welcome. Stavro, welcome to the show. Paul Geary. Happy birthday. Come on, everybody, to you. Come on, at Goof on happy birthday to you. Come on, everybody. Happy birthday, Paul Geary. Happy birthday to you. You did it, man. You made it to 48 again. All right, let's get started with the show. If I missed you, hello. Let's get going. That's a nice thing. Don't forget super chats for the road trip. Everything's ready to go if you guys want to help support the show. Goof on. You can see all the links in the description. And we also got Tina Mobley's shop in the description now. Discord, a link is in the description if you want to join us. I don't know if I'll be there tonight. Yeah, I'll be there tonight after the show for a little bit. Discord, goof on after show. But everything else is in the link in the description if you want to support the show through PayPal, Cash App, and become a patron, and so on and so forth. So, we're going to wet some palettes. You want to wet a palette or two? Let's wet a palette. All right. So your weekend, yeah, I don't know what it is when I sit home and I'm watching something that kind of motivates me, right? And I'm sitting there going, I should do some more stuff. I should do something. What am I doing? I'm just sitting around. I should be doing more. And then I don't. And then I don't. What is wrong with me? Yeah, the incredible thing that's going on right now is watching people. There's so many new shows that people are trying to get involved with on YouTube. They're like, I'm going to talk about UFOs this week. I'm going to grow a channel. And they get on there and, they get a decent guest. You're surprised. Like, they got 8 subscribers. They got a nice guest. How'd that happen? And then, you go and you watch the show and you're like, yeah, I've heard that before. And then you look at somebody else's show and you're like, yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, they're discussing it. I've heard people talk about. So now I'm starting to get at the point where I've heard it all. I don't even want to talk about it, which is the reason why tonight we're talking about what the hell if there was an alien invasion? What would you really do? Like, what if they said, we are being attacked by aliens? We're going to talk about that. But before we do, I wanted to go over some interesting things that I saw on the internet. And I want to start off with this crazy looking. Hey, Dr. Z, thank you very much for the PayPal support. I won't tell everybody how much, but it was nice of you. Thank you very much. Super generoso, mucho super generoso. Dr. Z, thank you. So this sighting comes from the YouTube channel UFO Institute. Yeah, I'm going to play it. I'm going to fair use the Shiite out of it. And let's get your palate wet. And the thing is, it says UFO sighted over North Atlantic Ocean 2 days ago. You may have seen it before me, but here it is. 3, 2, go. And again, we'll try it.
Este video, aunque lleva años en grupos de ufología,
Thank you,
sigue
Scott
siendo
Brown,
viral
for this.
y trata de una supuesta sonda extraterrestre.
All right. So there you have it. It looks like a boat engine. It looks like it's floating. And there's nothing. Look, you can see an alien underwater looking straight up. See it? See it? That's the alien underwater looking straight up. See the eyes? That's called parafreakindulia. No, that's an alien looking up. Nobody's pointed this out. Does he disappear?
Estacionada
Yep,
en el mar.
it's just water. Look at this thing. This has got to be man-made, yeah? 3 years ago. That is from Star Wars. That is one of their... You remember in the original Star Wars? And then they sent down the probes to go look for R2-D2, because they got sent off by Princess Leia in the escape pod. And they landed on that deserted island or that freaking planet, whatever. Tatooine? I don't know. It looks like one of those. Now I have to fair use it, so I can't keep playing it. But there's not much else to see other than, it's pretty wild. Oh, Emery Smith? You don't want me to do a show on Emery Smith, Steve Obie, but you know what? Because you asked so nicely, I will. I'll try to do it tomorrow for you because, I know Emery. It's a thing being hoisted out of the water via a line. The hoist isn't being shown. Are you sure? Because of this? There's no line. It's not swinging.
Aunque lleva años.
But I would believe that, Nathan. But the way it was presented to me, it was, this is bullshit. This can't be real. No, this is just, I don't know. How do you know it's something? What is it then? Why would they call it a UFO? Are you saying they're lying? Are you saying this is a lie? Somebody would actually only show us a portion of the video that doesn't show. Where's the line? You would see a line being pulled up right there. It sure looks like it. I don't know, Nathan, but I like the way you're thinking. And there isn't any wind disruption from a helicopter, because usually when helicopters are pulling bodies out of the water, you can see the wind from the blades blowing the water underneath it, creating a weird circular, disturbance. But we don't see that here. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But I thought we'd get the palette wet. It looks like a motor for a boat. That's exactly what I said. And when something doesn't make sense, it doesn't mean, well, we don't know what that is. But it's weird. I see some ripples here, or, here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it because I can't tell what it is, but I know what it looks like. And why would a motorboat be floating? They could have removed the cable that was attached to it. A little bit of editing. I don't know. I'm just showing you what I was sent. What is this? Facebook. Yeah. Oh, you guys are the best. Look at this. This is from the Underground Goof On fan club that I didn't know existed because it was underground. Welcome to Subtropolis. This is from Mason Spur. The Underground Goof On fan club walks out into the sunlight. Yikes. I want to thank the Underground Goof On fan club. Big supporters of the show, by the way. Huge supporters of Goof On. Yeah, although you never hear from them because they're underground. That's the thing. All right. So before we get started, 110%. I got to turn this fan on. I'm burning up over here. There's some on my fourth cup of coffee. I posted something on Facebook today wishing a happy Father's Day. And I don't know about you and your father, but me and my dad saw a red UFO on the night. I can't remember the night, but it was 1975. I was 7. And we were going to put out the trash after dinner, cleaning up. It was probably 8:30, 8:45. I was still up at 7. And I mean, at almost 9 o'clock, after we ate and then watched TV, cleaned the kitchen, did whatever. And the garbage had to go out. And as we go outside, getting ready to go outside, because the power was out, we saw the neighbors. And they were looking up, and what my dad noticed it at first. And my dad saw my neighbor outside looking up and not really saying anything. They made eye contact. I made eye contact with my dad, he said, and he kept looking up. My dad turned around and saw the other neighbors were out across the street, and they're doing this and pointing up. Meanwhile, there was this blackout on the East Coast. It was the biggest one of the time, biggest one at the time, like historic blackout. If anybody who was alive remembers that. And we look up and the neighbor goes, there's a UFO up there. Just says it like that. And my dad goes, get out of here. Hey, Richie, look at that. Is that a UFO? And I remember him saying, is that a UFO? Because he's done it before. We'd be out golfing. And my dad, out of nowhere, I'm about to hit the ball. And he goes, is that a UFO? And I'm like, I don't know. Where? Yeah, right there. And we'd stare at this object not moving. So it's something my dad would say. So I believe the story. But if it wasn't for my dad and the TV at the time, because I grew up with Space 1999, the end of the Buck Rogers craze, from the 60s, I think. We had all Star Wars came out in 77. But before Star Wars, I think Battlestar Galactica was on, or maybe it came out after. I can't remember the timeline. But I grew up with all those things. I'm a Star Wars kid. 77? I was 9 when Star Wars came out. That's crazy. I remember it. Man, what an incredible experience. And I remember we waited in line forever. And when we drove up, we saw the lines of people. Somehow, I don't know if it's because my dad was a cop or whatnot, he gets the tickets right away, just walks up to the window. Hey, what did I get to go in for? We got good seats and everything. He did the same thing when Jaws came out. I think this same year, maybe, right? Wasn't Jaws in 76, 77? Anyway, when it started and you see that ship come in, the Star Destroyer, and it just keeps going. And it's like, oh, and you could hear everybody going, it was amazing the way they started Star Wars out. Ding, 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 and then the song and everything. Dun, 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 dun. And then you read the thing. Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and the secret documents, Death Star. And you're trying to read it and keep up with it, and the thing's going at an angle, and you're like, oh my God, this is the greatest movie ever, and it's the intro. Nobody knew what to expect back then. My name is Luke Skywalker, and I'm here to rescue you. Aren't you a little short for being a... Remember she said that before he hit his head? Did you ever see the outtakes on that? Wasn't that him who hit his head coming through? Or was it just one of the actors? It's amazing. They got in a trash compactor. Remember how cool that was? It started you thinking they're gonna, and C-3PO, it was C-3PO, no, they're dying, he says, C-3PO, oh, the horror. And R2-D2 with his little screw interfaces the Death Star's computer. Nobody noticed. Now, they had no safety on that thing. Anybody could just jack into the Death Star back then. They didn't have any security measures. Who dare go against the... you don't go against Darth Vader. Anyway, what a great movie. I can't believe that movie. Didn't it come out in May of 77? Great time. My father used to take us, and just to stay on the same thread of Father's Day, my dad used to take us to all the horror movies without my mother. It was just me and my sister when we moved to Arizona. And I remember he took us to Cine Capri in Scottsdale, I believe it was, Arizona. And it was 300 people Wasn't it? I think it was 300, or it was huge. It was the biggest screen, and then the curtain opened up when we went to go see Alien. Imagine going to see Alien in the theater, and that thing just, and then it put on a tap hat and had a cane and says, "There goes my mammy." Alien. Oh my God, what a great movie. Great freaking flick. Yeah, it was slow, but it was interesting. I remember watching that movie, and I remember just being drawn into the Nostromo and the space and what it might. It was just after 2001: A Space Odyssey, right? Isn't that when that movie came out, like 7 or 8 years later after that? But what a great flick. Aliens was my favorite, the second one. But my father also took us to see what else? Every scary movie you could think of. Oh, The Shining. He took us to see The Shining. Same theater, the screen would open up. It was a whole theatrical thing. And then the curtain opens up, and then the screen came down. It was like, man, back then it was like, I remember when the movie Earthquake came out. You ever remember the Earthquake 77, I believe it was? And the way they sold that movie was this: you will feel like you're in the earthquake. The sound system in this movie will put you in the earthquake. That's how they sold it. So it was interesting growing up back then. Movies were an event, and now we take them for granted, and most movies suck. It's so hard for me to like a movie. It really is. Back then, everything seemed like it was fresh. And see, this is what bothers me about where we're heading as a society. And this is why I said, I die. I think I've seen everything. There's nothing new that's keeping me on this planet, keeping me alive. Yeah, all right. We had TV and movies, and now we take that for granted, right? Okay, the older you get, I can't play sports, and even sports has been ruined with, crooked refs and side bets in Vegas. I mean, they've ruined everything as with sports. Everything's fixed, I believe. What else is entertaining? Roller skates turned into roller blades. Now, what's next? The hoverboard. And yet, we're not there yet. And I don't think we'll get to that part for another 30 years, 50 years. What else? Yeah, I don't know if you had one of these fathers. But if you're I don't know if it matters if you're a boy or a girl. I think it depends on what your father was like. My father, taught me baseball, golf, hockey, everything. Taught me how to play, and he was really good, and I was really good at baseball, and pretty much everything I tried, I was decent, except for basketball. I never played basketball. Come on, Staten Island white kid, it doesn't happen. I played for my church. I hit a winning shot once. That was fun. But staying on the thread of Father's Day, I'd have to say I am very, 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 very fortunate to have had a father that I have. And if anybody had the luck that I had, then you know exactly how awesome it is. And same with mother and father. Look, they're a little quirky. A little different. They're an interesting couple, my parents. And the older you get, the more you understand. Your parents are, man, they are strange, aren't they? When you find out I mean, it's just crazy. That's not nice. No, but my parents are funny. Hey, I'm the way I am because of them. All right, that's enough Father's Day talk. What's that? Yeah, I see it. Hold on. We'll do the traditional bell. X1 with a $2.22 super chat. Make America 80s again. Ah, the 80s. Thank you for the $2.22 super chat. Hey, you want to talk about the 80s? You know what the 80s was? And thanks again. The 80s was, for me, yeah, my parents are mad scientists. They are. Look what they cooked up. The 80s for me was in this order: sex, music, Metallica, all that stuff, working out, and money, making money. That's the order. It's a good time. And the space shuttles. Space shuttles, forget about it. I remember when they put that thing up and they said the average life of a space shuttle is that it will survive an average of 100 launches each. So, Discovery, Atlantis, and the other one, I can't remember, Chernobyl. No, what is the can't remember it. But anyway, they were only supposed to last 100 launches each. And I think they pretty much got a lot of use out of those things. Challenger, yeah, we lost 2 of those. Discovery, right, and Challenger. Horrible to watch. To know that when those things exploded and one didn't make it through reentry. Oh, God, that's a weird feeling. That's a weird feeling. The one with Christy McCullough with the teacher in 1986, it was January 28th, I believe. Yeah, I watched that. I ditched school to go be with my girlfriend and watch that. And then when we got back to school and told everybody that the space shuttle exploded, they're like, get out, that space shuttle exploded. No, it did. It really did. Then there was an announcement over the speaker. The principal got on and told everybody. Now we had to do a minute and 6 seconds of silence or something like that. And if you need to talk to a counselor, there'll be one available at the office. If you can't handle death and you want to talk to somebody, even back then, it's so weird to go through that. I know now there's people that are born that weren't even around when 9/11 happened. That's a trip to me. What's 9/11? What? To them, that would have been like when I grew up, and it was like maybe Vietnam or something like that. I remember growing up hearing about all the Vietnam shit. I was too young. I was under 10 when there was so much stuff going on. But we got into Reagan. I remember when Carter was elected president and everybody hated him, but we had no choice, that kind of thing. And then Reagan took over, he made America great again. That's what Trump stole that from him. I just watched a little documentary on Ronald Reagan yesterday. I forgot that he said that, and we will make America great again. The Democrats hated him. Oh, they wanted him out. He's too old to be a president. An actor. They forget he was a governor for years, right? He was governor of California. He was, Arnold. Yeah, I was too. Anyway, there are some, I want to go over this real quick. There were some strange mummies that were found. Did you hear about these mummies? With only 25% human DNA discovered? How's that even possible? You know what I mean? Oh, it's a fake. Somebody said it's a fake. Oh, no wonder. So we won't read it. Yeah. When I found that article, I didn't know it was a fake. Now I found out it's a fake, so we won't read it. See, this is what bothers me. Why? Why even do that? Why even lie? And mummies aren't even the topic of discussion in this field, right? Why would they be? Well, alien mummies, yeah. But that's not even something we would even care to talk about right now. Anyway, I got something really weird. I found this morning. I don't understand it. It's a channel, Barry Strom on YouTube. And this episode, he's a channeler. You hear? And he channels Neil Armstrong. Barry and Connie Strom investigate the world of extraterrestrials as told by the spirit of the first man to walk on the moon, Neil Armstrong. Oh, this is like, it's not what you think. Believe me, it's not what you think. It's not like the other guy who was channeling. Yeah. What was he doing? The dolphin sounds? All right.
Co-host, and I will be asking the questions of our spirit guest tonight.
Hold on, you got to hear this. This is amazing to me that these people, I mean, with little effort, they're able to channel the most important people on the planet and talk to us. They talk to us.
The first man to walk on the moon, Neil Armstrong. We think we have a very unique show that brings you very useful information. So please tell your friends about us so we can continue to grow.
I just did.
Among Us, Exploring Past and Present, and Spirit Speak of the Universe. These books are available on Amazon.
Of course, you got to plug Barry's shit first. There he is. Look at that guy. Doesn't look like your normal channeler, eh? Grant us your wisdom and protection. Grant us the knowledge that we can handle and keep us safe from all things that will harm us. Keep the messages positive and pure love. Keep us safe from our own ego. We ask these things in the light of the seen, the unseen, and the honesty of God. Neil Armstrong.
For inviting me back. We channeled together almost.
Wait a second.
Hey, Neil, would you like to...
She's talking to Neil.
Amen.
She's doing it.
Okay, Connie, we've been talking with Mr. Armstrong. I know he's here with us, so let's begin.
Oh my God, I didn't know. I didn't know they actually talked to Neil. I thought it was something a little different. I didn't realize Neil's going to actually talk. I thought it was like, all right, well, let's see.
Hey, Neil, would you like to begin?
Hey, Neil, how you doing? Oh, I'm all right. How are you? Yeah, I'm pretty fucking good. How you doing being dead? Huh? Pretty good over there? I'm all right. I'm a spirit now, but what do you have for me, Connie? Oh, my God.
With a message.
I would like to thank you for inviting me back. We channeled together almost 2 years ago now, and I was very honored at that time. And I'm also very honored to have you here, to be back to speak with you again.
They have such a great communication. He's thanking her from the last time. So he doesn't talk to anybody else, I guess. Neil Armstrong sitting around in the afterlife, just waiting for the call. God, I wonder when Connie's going to call me. I mean, it's almost been 2 years. I mean, I haven't talked to anybody. Nobody's channeling for me. Nobody can get my vibration. It's like, can't I get any calls? I'm Neil freaking Armstrong. You know, he's sitting up there asking these questions. Nobody's channeling me. Wait a minute. Is this Connie calling me? It is. Okay, let me regain my composure. Let me talk like I mean something, like I'm really trying. But I've been here the whole time. But I'm gonna be calm, and I'm sure they'll show pictures of me on the moon just to make that connection. Hey, Connie, how you doing? Hey, Neil, you know, we haven't talked to you in a few years. And I know it's great to be back. Thanks for having me back. It's not like I've been busy.
I know that we're reaching more people in the radio show.
Shut the... Why is he talking about their radio show? Man, you're channeling the dead, Connie. Don't you understand? And this is what... This is the conversation. I'm glad your radio show's taking off over there. Hey, you know, up here in heaven, looking down, things over there for you looks like they're not going too good. You still got the YouTube channel, I see. Good, great, God. All right, good.
And I hope that they enjoy all that they hear. So, anyway, if you would...
I hope they enjoy all they hear because I'm actually dead. Anyway, he says. All right. Anyway, I mean, do you hear how casual Neil Armstrong from the dead is talking? He's not even surprised he's talking to people that are alive. This is amazing.
People in the radio show, and I hope that they enjoy all that they hear. So, anyway, if you would like to begin with your questions, I would be happy to try to answer them for you.
Okay, Neil, how has your perspective changed about the space exploration since you're now on the other side?
Hey, now that you're dead, what do you think? Well, now that I know everything there is to know, but I can't disclose that information because I'm still under oath. I mean, when you die, you're still under that oath I took to the Constitution of America. Oh, my God.
I now understand quite a bit more than I did when I was on the living side of the veil.
Yeah, that's it. Think about where you were. Yeah. God, it's so much different than when I was alive. Say alive. When I was living. Okay, good, Neil. Good. Keep going.
I only really understood what I had studied, what I was told, and what I believed to be true.
God, even in the afterlife, the guy lies. Poor guy. Anyway, you can listen to the rest of that Mashugana on Barry Strom, as we gave a fair use listen to channeling Neil freaking Armstrong. God, that was beautiful. It made sense. It really did. Good stuff. Good. I tell you, I need to get my brain back into focus real quick. Forgive me, but I need to. I just need to. It's not my fault, but if I don't do this, the show falls apart instantly. Go ahead. I needed this for Father's Day, everybody. Father's Day, Father's Day, what does it mean? Mother's Day, Father's Day, Father's Day, Mother's Day, do they mean I'm an orphan? Am I just alone with myself? Secrets in the fields. I'm adopted from these two changed. Adopted in the fields. Are they harbingers of world change? I'm adopted in the world of change from two people that are weird. They aren't even my DNA. Adopted in the fields. There's a secret in the fields. All right. What's this? Oh. Okay. Well, this just came out yesterday. Look, I don't want to scare you, but I have to keep up with the news, yeah? All right. That's all I'm doing. Don't kill the messenger. But this comes from The Hill. And I can only play you a few seconds of this, so... It says here, instead, Elizondo says it is a credible line of government inquiry that these UFOs are extraterrestrial, extra-dimensional, or the creation of an Earth-based intelligence entirely unknown to human society. See that?
Or the creation of an Earth-based intelligence unknown to human society. Commentary writer at the Washington Examiner, Tom Rogan, joins us to discuss now. Tom, what do you think? Are they extra-worldly or interdimensional? Which one is it?
We don't know, but
No, I don't appreciate this little chuckle over here from Little Miss Thing. All right? It's not funny.
Interdimensional. Which one is it?
Is it interdimensional? That's so cute. It's so funny. It's a funny thing, aliens. Gosh.
we don't know, but the fact that is a legitimate question deserving of answers, the pursuit of answers rather than scorn or stigma, I think speaks to the importance of this issue, both in terms of security implications, but broader philosophical questions. So, the legitimacy of the question in and of itself now, I think, is a striking evolution from where we've been in the past.
Come on. I mean, do you believe this guy? He is going to be on the I almost said Tom DeLonge, Luis Elizondo gravy train with his ear pods. Anyway, the link to that interview will be in the description of the show as well. All right. Before we get into surviving an alien invasion, I want people to know that you can visit. What's that? Yeah, that's the name of it. Anyway, you can visit. What's that? Jesus. Gypsy Jewelry. I couldn't remember the name, which was created by Tina Mobley. The link's in the description. Some kick-ass stuff. Let's go check it out. The link's there. You can see her store. And the link to Discord, Goof On After Show, I will be there for, a little bit after the show. If you guys want to hang out, if you have any questions you want to ask or anything interesting to talk about, we go there and we shoot the breeze all through the morning. Yep. It's a good time. Good people. Good chat. Good stuff. Good times. It's good stuff. Good times. The link's in the description right now if you want to get it. And that is a link that doesn't cancel out. That is a forever link, just so you know. I was putting 7-day links in the old shows by accident. All right, and the reason I wanted to talk about tonight, the possibility. The possibility of an alien, I guess an invasion. And I know I'm Just saying that tonight. Tomorrow night, I'll be saying, what if we don't? What if there is no alien invasion? Now what? But I was on KGRA, Paranormal Now, before tonight's show. And a question was posed by Alan, the host, and said, what's next? What are we going to do after the 25th? And we find out da-da-da-da-da. Well, I said, I think what we're going to talk about, and somebody sent me a couple of links to things that might be looked into right after this non-disclosure happens on the 25th. And one of the links was related to a story of declassified CIA documents that reveal recovery of crashed UFO fragments from 1966. But the origin of the object remains unknown. So I'm putting together pieces of the puzzle that are sent to me. And I'm like, wait a minute. I know this guy. I can trust this guy. And if he says that they've got crashed UFO debris, and if they come out and admit that they have metals that don't match up to any of the elements in our chart on Earth, then that to me would be a off-world vehicle. That's almost like a form of disclosure, yeah? But they would have to word it that way. These metals are not from Earth, nor were they made in a lab. I don't want to hear how, well, they were made because they've got a hot laser and a cold laser. Actually, they're both hot, but one's cooler than the other. So they say hot and cold. They put the lasers together against a crystal gem-like thing, maybe a diamond or mercury. I don't know, one of the two, maybe all of them. And they created this as a form, but why wouldn't those metals be in the makeup? Oh, because they're using particle beam energy with laser. I'm like, oh, Jesus H. Oh, this was released inside of those 2 million pages that were released a little bit ago. Remember? But this data, these documents are in terrible condition, and much of the printed text and the images are very hard to read and see. According to the CIA, this is the only version of the document that they have, which sounds unlikely, but which has been clearly indicated by a stamp saying poor original. Nevertheless, with some effort, it is possible to read it for the most part. The entire PDF file with the document, I have a link, I'll put it in the description. But it says the declassified CIA report discusses the retrieval of a UFO fragment from the Republic of the Congo. The event took place May 4th, 1966, and the document clearly states that the origin of the debris is unknown. The CIA did not mention aliens, but instead, what's written on the document says country unidentified. And what this means is that the CIA believes the UFO fragment was artificial and came from Earth. Oh, what they found out was that the metallic fragment must have been part of an electrical component of some sort. Of course, the simple fact that the CIA could not identify it with anything known suggests that it could potentially be something more significant. So what are the chances that no experts has seen a similar component on Earth? On the other hand, when experts studied the UFO fragment, they deduced that it must have been exposed to extreme temperatures. And since the document is tough to read, it's almost impossible to understand the numbers written on the page. According to John Greenwald, it states 2,800 degrees Fahrenheit. This is another part of the document that is open for interpretation. Maybe you can see a different number when I post it. I don't know. But the CIA was good enough to provide us with the chemical component of the UFO fragment, although the condition of the document prevents us from seeing the actual figures. Although the origin remained a mystery, they were able to analyze and show what it was made of. The list of elements is long: carbon, silicon, manganese, etc. The declassified document also includes several pages of photographs of the UFO fragment, which, unfortunately, are absolutely invisible to us. I give up. The quality of the print's so terrible that it's impossible to get a good idea of the actual object. Nevertheless, we see that it was incredibly small, based on the addition of a ruler in the images, very tiny. Judging by what is partially visible, the UFO fragment was not bigger than 2 centimeters. And to me personally, it seems that it has a round shape. Oh. Anyway. Unbelievable. UFO pieces from 1966. Maybe that is the type of thing that we're going to get a little more information from on June 25th. Matter of fact, I don't think we're getting anything extra. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. They probably will bring up some things, but remember, it's a deadline. It's not a document dump. The 25th does not mean they're dumping millions of evidence, millions of documents. It's not that. People think it's that for some reason. All right. So let's say these pieces that they have are legitimately from Earth, but were made with some electrical component, not from yesteryear, but from yestermillennial. Over 1,000 years old. We definitely did not have electricity 1,000 years ago, not that we know of. I'm saying 1,000, but they don't know. And they didn't say, but they said that these fragments from 66 were made with Earth elements, but with a component that couldn't have been around. So what if there was a beacon or a signal when in 1947, if you want to say Roswell was real, that was a UFO or two. And maybe with other UFOs that have crashed all around the world, apparently there's been over 100 of them. And they're taken down with simple radar, a weapon. What do they call it? Scalar technology. Direct weapon energy, direct energy weapon. Anyway, nonetheless, hold on a second. I thought somebody was knocking at the door. I'm like, what? But what if, when those crashed or got destroyed, that a distress signal was sent out? And maybe that distress signal was picked up, and maybe we realized that the signal is a distress signal and that aliens are coming, because maybe they sent a probe to Earth. And when it finished, well, I know there's supposed to be alien bodies, but I'm just saying, just even if there were, if there was a distress signal like an ET, and they made a little phone that if they got in trouble, just like LoJack or anything, the signal goes off and they come to find out what happened to their UFO. How did it crash? We've never had a UFO crash in a gajillion years. Now we go to this little blue rock and they're falling out of the sky. They're going to come down here, man. And maybe there's an invasion because they got here. They didn't understand. They didn't want to spend the time to get to know the civilization. And they just decided to start wiping us out. What would you do? Because you know the first thing that would happen, and everybody would be done. They would take down the power grid, the satellites. They could inadvertently do it, you know, just with the type of energy that comes off their ship. Who knows? Breaks the signals up, whatever. As soon as the power goes out, the satellites are gone. You can't call anybody unless you have a landline, but even those will be taken out. So let's say all communications are off. No TV, no internet, nothing. What the hell are you going to do? How can you sit and wait for the government to tell you anything when they can't communicate with you? What are you going to do? Are you prepared? And then 24 hours later, the whole planet's still out. Nobody can get anything working. You know, no city is back up and running. And the next day, you see in the sky this huge UFO that just fills the whole skyline up. I would freak out. Well, I'll tell you what. There's nothing I would do. There's nothing I can do. Let's say I'm in Florida. Let's say it happens tomorrow morning. Where am I going to go? Right? Summer. It's hot. Going to be hot and sweaty and cranky. And people are already going to be looting everything. There'll be no food left. Everything would be gone. That would be one of the first things I would do. I would go to the grocery store. I would try to get batteries, try to get medication from if they had a pharmacy, and food, just water and shit, you know, protein bars. I would try to do that with my big bag and fill up. And then I would probably drive to where my parents live to see if they're home and hang out with them and probably stay in their house. I mean, where would we go? Where would anybody go without power, without electricity, with everything down? Emergency services are down. People are dying in hospitals. Seriously, this is like a serious conversation we should be having. And nobody's having it. Not that I'm aware of. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drop a link in the chat. And if you guys want to chime in on what you think you would do or what you could do, join me here. The gun shop. You can't go to the gun shop. You want to join me and chime in? There's the link. The thing is, yeah, it's for people in the chat room. If anybody wants to join, you're more than welcome to give your opinion for a few minutes. Because I tell you what, if aliens, that's all they have to do. Just take down the power grids, everything. It's over. End of story. That's it. And then what would they do next? I am sure they have some sort of toxin that they could just throw pellets out onto everywhere and just let it spread and watch us all die. I'm sure they could do that. They've got some sort of concoction. If that's what they wanted to do, how are you going to beat it? You're going to go live underground? You want to go live underground? Where? Where are you going to go? All the underground passages have been sealed up. All the rich people have already been helicoptered over and out. They're taken care of. They've got their underground mansion. What do you think they've been doing for the last 20 years underground with the subterrane? The thing that can make tunnels underground by turning rock into molten lava, just moving it, making tunnels. What do you think those booms are underground? What do you think those noises are you're hearing? It's the harps, it's God's angels coming. No, they're digging underground, right under your feet. What happened 2 years ago in Arkansas, Alabama, and all those places in there? They were hearing booms for weeks. No booms. They're done. No booms now. You know what the booms were? It's dynamite. Underground. While you were sleeping. Yes. Yes. Yeah, it's over. The time is now if they want to take us down. Anytime's good. But what are you going to do? So you got your go bag. You're with your family. Where are you going to go? You're going to go out into a boat? I think getting a boat would be a really good idea. And a bad idea. The reason it's a good idea is if you can get 2 weeks of food and all that stuff and go out into the ocean and sit there and wait for everything on land to be, but you also run out into the ocean, you're exposing yourself to the element at hand. The aliens will say, what are these guys doing in a boat? What, you think going to get away on a boat? Gosh, they just throw a pellet down on you and you're done. So I don't know if grabbing a boat and going out in the ocean is a good thing while you watch the rest of the world just get engulfed with this disease. They're throwing down these smoke bombs. It's really death bombs. I'm sure the aliens have something like that. What are you going to do? And then after 48 hours, everybody's dead. That was above ground. Let's just say that. Let's start off with that. You can't survive it unless you had a mask. But if you didn't have a mask, you were probably dead. Like a real good one, with the big respirator on it. Now, another way that the aliens can do this is just landing, like they did in 1966 with those school children. Just get out and start talking to people. Yeah, if you don't get rid of your nuclear weapons, you'll see. And then they asked the girl, what did the alien tell you? Well, he didn't talk to me with his mouth like we would. It was with his mind. He talked to you with his mind. Okay. And what did the alien tell you without moving his lips? The alien said that if we don't get rid of our nukes, we will destroy ourselves. And they're not going to help us. And they said, we're going to destroy ourselves if we don't get rid of. So, let me get this straight. The aliens, they come to school children to tell you, who's 8 years old, 12, whatever, that we got to get rid of our nuclear weapons. Is that what the aliens came down and said? That was their message? Get rid of the weapons? Yeah, that's exactly right. It's an environmental thing. Oh, like global warming? Yeah, no, it's not like that. They just mentioned the weapons. So then you wonder, were these aliens time travelers? Well, hell, what did we hear? The Zimbabwe one, remember that one where the aliens, they were coming out of a forest. It would just appear and then disappear back over the trees, like just blinked out. And one of the aliens walked up to the girl and talked to her telepathically. You've got to get rid of your nuclear weapons. You've just got to. I want to see how come none of that shit happens now? right? We don't hear anything now. No aliens coming down, giving us word. No. Maybe they gave up. Maybe they gave up. Well, obviously nobody wanted to say anything here live, but the aliens would line the streets with us like Vlad the Impaler with probes. Yeah, that's not something I would think would happen. Come on now. Let's see. Bigfoot will protect us, probably. Probably. In Africa? Yeah, that's right. The African one. Yeah, forgot about that. That's right. That's the one. Zimbabwe. Didn't I say Zimbabwe? Why do we think an invasion means to kill us? Perhaps it's to teach us. It's a good question, but an invasion is to take over, not to teach. That's what an invasion is. They're not mincing words here. You want to know why else? Because that's what I'm telling you it means. The aliens do have a slight British accent. Of course they do, Jimmy Mack. Of course they do. See, they don't want to be mean. UFO drops a device that say, don't pick up this bomb. And they pick it up, and what happens? It goes all over their face and planet. It's over. Yeah, right, Michael. Go to the nearest nuclear shelter. I would love to know where there's one in Florida. That's what I need to. I knew where they were in Arizona. But those would be taken by the elite. And that's where they had one of those underground. That's where they had one of those bunkers. In the Biltmore Fashion Plaza, Biltmore Fashion Square, one of the richest places to shop. It's like second to Rodeo. But in the Biltmore, the hotel in the Biltmore, they have, I went there. We'd had a school trip. I tried sneaking in there once, got caught and had to run away. They have it behind a wall. And you pull the wall, it slides open like it would for, like if you have a big, like a ballroom type of thing, like you just slide open the walls. That's what it was. And when you open up this wall, there was a big lock, and it had the thing you could spin it, like a safe. It had one of those on it. And we wound up opening the thing. But when we went on our class trip to this underground bunker that is no longer being used because they built this just in case of during the Cold War. I don't know, something like that. But they never used it. But they took us in there, and it was just like the end of Terminator 3, I think it was. There was a whole place where, like a command center and everything. It's pretty wild. All these refrigerators and things that weren't hooked up anymore. You can see there was all these beds, cots everywhere, recreation centers. This place was huge in the Biltmore Hotel. If you're ever in Arizona, 24th Street and Camelback, if you want to know for sure. I think it's 16th Street, to be honest. Yeah, between 32nd and 24th Street. No, 22nd. Freaking cares. Just look it up on the internet. It's amazing, though, what they have in Arizona. Lots of secret things going on in Arizona. All right. I was going to talk about this. But nonetheless, that alien invasion, I'm talking an invasion like they're taking over. If you want to play the other way, and it's not an invasion, it's a visitation. Let's call it that, the alien visitation. Yeah, I don't know. If that was to happen and there was no threat, I think everything would be the same as it was last year. We would run out of toilet paper, then we would run out of Coca-Cola products, and then we would run out of Clorox bleach. Yeah, that's what would happen. It's not easy to figure out what you would do during that time. We haven't really experienced anything like that. We experienced something similar. Maybe COVID was the false flag alien invasion. Oh my God. It was, wasn't it? COVID was the alien invasion. We just had it. I'm so stupid. This was it. This is the false flag. We just had it. Don't you understand? It was foreign. We didn't know where it came from. Right? It shut down the world because it invaded us and made us sick. Yeah, Wuhan, all that. You want to talk like that, go right ahead. This was the alien invasion. That's it. That's what it is. No? All right. I thought maybe this was the alien invasion. To me, it makes sense. It seems like there was bullshit. First we wear the mask, then we don't wear it, then we don't wear it again, we do wear it again, then we wear 2 or even 3. Come on. There will be a cure, there won't be a cure. You mean there's a cure? There is a cure. Does it work? Yeah, but there's thousands of people dying. So the deflate is at it again. For those of you who don't know what I mean. The debrief, Tim McMillan, he's doing it again. Let me see if I can play this. Yeah. Supposedly there's a sighting. Let me pull it up. And they're calling it real. And I remember this being fake. I thought people said this was fake. Tim McMillan is the one who posted we'll just call it, for lack of a better term, the Batman balloon. And he posted that the day after his website went public. Okay? And it's the biggest bullshit piece of crap picture of a UFO I've ever seen. But here we are again. He's doing it again, calling this footage real for clicks.
So if somebody was trying to test some super duper top secret thing on our own folks.
So that I remember being somebody debunked it. But he is promoting the hell out of that thing for some reason. Yeah, and he put it in the trailer too, I guess. They got a 4-part series coming up over there. Yeah. Again, with the fakeness, promoting the fake stuff. That was captured on a webcam in Cornwall, England, a couple of months ago. Third Phase of Moon posted it. And I think we found out it if it was on a webcam, it was sped up, first of all, and that webcam was only at 15 frames a second, and you're not seeing what you think you're seeing. I think people knew that that webcam was there, and that was a drone that we saw. Because I think it was when you slowed it down to the regular speed, it didn't go any faster than a drone. So this is interesting. This came to me. Have you ever heard of the Government Bible video? Bob Lazar? No? Let me play this for you. This is from our good friend DARKSKY Files. He posted this. Check this out. He said this was just before Bob Lazar went public with his UFO, with his S4 thing, his story. This is just before.
During late 1988 and early 89, I worked on the propulsion systems of extraterrestrial vehicles for the United States government.
Or just after.
The hardware and technology I was exposed to should be placed in the proper hands of the scientific community, and it is the right of every person on Earth to know that there is physical evidence which proves that there is life elsewhere and that at least one form of that life has been here. For those of you whose information about me is limited to this video, I'll give you a brief background.
You know, it's weird. Because to me, when you see this video, I think it was a month after he went live with this thing, obviously. Those people, well, Bob Lazar says he doesn't like doing things on camera, but yet here he is making some sort of documentary about what he worked on. And this is called the Government Bible, Bob Lazar Government Bible video. And he talks about shit like it's like he's not lying. This is pretty amazing.
Between December of '88 and April of '89, I worked as a senior staff physicist in what has to be the most secret project in history. My place of work was a facility at an area known as S4 on the Nellis Air Force Range in central Nevada. Area S4 is located approximately 15 miles south.
Yeah.
I taught the theories of these technologies, but they were demonstrated for me, and I know they are true and accurate. Some of the points covered in this first section will be how vast distances of space are traveled by virtue of an intense gravitational field.
All right. How vast distances of space are traveled by virtue of an intense gravitational field. So you can travel space by a virtue of an intense gravitational field, he says. All right, next.
Vast distances of space are traveled by virtue of an intense gravitational field. How this gravitational field is generated. And has he got one more for us? Field is generated. What the power source is and how it functions.
What the power source is and how it functions.
And general information about disks and the project at S4.
This is an amazing video. If you haven't seen it. I know it can't be gravity, Bob, right?
And how these beings have historically interacted with man.
Historically interacted with man. This is crazy. Bob Lazar was full in. He is, oh my God, he went balls deep into it. This is amazing. And he talks about it and explains everything. Look at him. There he is in his smart clothes.
that another civilization is used to travel from another star system to the planet Earth. Now, during the course of this, I'm going to have to relate information that I've learned at S4.
He looks like Billie Jean King right there, doesn't he? The tennis player, Billie Jean King. Think I'm kidding? Seriously. Well, I can't play the whole thing because, you know, copyright stuff. So if you want to check it out, the link will be in the description after the show. It's pretty amazing. Take a look here. Hold on. Where is she? Here she is. She kind of looks like him, right? Those are the same glasses. There she is. Similar. But when she was younger, yeah, she looked like Bob Lazar. He's wearing those glasses. Those were popular glasses back in the 80s. And she played tennis against with Chris Evert. It's true. Here she is. Check this out. This is Bob Lazar in drag right here. See, that's Bob. No? Come on, that's Bob Lazar. Anyway. Very popular. Telling you. That's not nice. God forgive me. What did she do to deserve that? That's not nice. That's an interesting thing about Bob Lazar making that video right there. Here's just listen to this.
The most news in the morning. CNN's American Morning. Weekday, 6 a.m. Eastern.
What's your theory behind what's going on here with these sightings?
Documents released via the Freedom of Information Act confirm that these types of incidents have occurred going back to 1948. The documents describe saucer-shaped objects whose capabilities are vastly beyond anything that the Russians have. I think the logical explanation is we're dealing with visitors from somewhere else. Regardless, there are a number of cases now. I've interviewed over 120 former or retired Air Force personnel who've talked about UFO incursions at missile sites, at nuclear weapons storage areas. The incident at Malmstrom Air Force Base, Montana in 1967 did involve the appearance of a saucer-shaped object above a nuclear missile launch site.
All right, all very scary, very threatening. But the UFOs did not launch the missiles. Okay, so they turned them off and then they turned them on. So they started the launch and then they turned it off. They're telling you, if you launch them, we will shut them down. Or if you launch them, everybody dies. Maybe that's what the aliens were trying to tell us. We couldn't understand them. They tried talking to us with lights and we didn't get it. We just thought the UFOs were pretty. I tell you, I'm embarrassed. I am. Mick West says, once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, no matter how improbable, must be the truth. Unless you missed something or mistakenly eliminated the truth. It's like when it comes to this subject, there is no perfect way to do things. You can do things, very controlled. You can do things in a controlled manner and, to kind of keep things in I don't know what I'm trying to say. What am I trying to say? When it comes to this thing we call UFOs and aliens, and we're trying to get disclosure, there's only so much you can do. You're going to hit a wall on every single thing you go to research. You can research Roswell. You're going to get stonewalled. You're going to get blocked. You're going to get confused, right? You can go look at the Malmstrom Air Force Base event. Confused. 1966, confused. All this stuff, it takes you somewhere and then it diverts you to somewhere else for the final explanation. And then you get to that place and there's nothing there. This is ufology, man. You may think you know. Like let's say Greer, for instance. He says he's got people in the know, but I can't tell you who they are. Because if I did tell you who they are, then I wouldn't be in the know. Oh, okay. I got it. But you have to accept that in this field as an outsider looking in. Somebody who's doing the research can understand that. You can only go so far. All of these whistleblowers, right? What about these people with their deathbed confessions? They're going to say everything you would hope to hear. We do got aliens. They live in a place called Hollowed Earth where there's no ecosystem and their own sun. And if you go through the hole in Antarctica, that's why they don't let nobody go over there, because Antarctica, you know, they just don't want nobody going there because that takes you to center the Hollowed Earth. And they're demons down there, see? And that's why we call it hell, because it's underneath. You know, there's more water under the oceans than above in the oceans. You know that? There's more oceans under the oceans than there are above in the oceans. And sometimes it rains because it's leaking through. Come on, man. Come on. And then you want to do an update with the whistleblower, but he's dead. He died. You can't do it. He told you everything. That's why they call it a whistleblowing deathbed confession. The guy's about to die within 48 hours. Somebody give me a pen. I want to write this stuff down. Just tell us, Grandpa. Just tell us this into this record. Now that recorder there. Okay, I'll tell you everything. Is this thing on? And then Grandpa tells the story about how one time he took alien bodies out of a boat from a saucer crashing into the ocean. And you're like, well, Grandpa, what boat were you on? I can't remember. I can't remember the name of my own boat. So, Grandpa, what do you have? Alzheimer's? Parkinson's? What's wrong with you? I don't even know who I am. Oh. But you go to do the update on the story, and he's dead. I have a theory. I really, 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 really think that we are from Mars. I do. I think there's a connection. I'm going to show you. This is from Of Sound Mind and Body channel here on YouTube. And now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if it's pareidolia, but check this out. This one says, are these alleged ancient tombs discovered on Mars sign of ancient alien history?
It's hard to deny that it does not fit in with the rest of its surroundings and sticks out like a sore thumb. We'll add a little color so the features stand out a bit more.
Thank you.
Now, we'll add some brightness and contrast. Mr. Waring believes that this spot over here shows that the lid of the tomb had been opened slightly to reach in to grab whatever was inside. He stated that this reminded him of King Tut's tomb that had the same part of the lid broken off.
Everything that we equate to, that we see in these pictures, these Mars things, we always equate it to things we do here on Earth, you know? Why is that?
While admitting that details in the photo aren't good enough to say for sure if they are. Another interesting aspect to the story is that Scott also believes that this object is about 2 meters long, which is roughly about 6 feet 6 inches long. That's about the same size of an average casket.
I thought the average casket was 8 feet. No? Yeah. This is why I think it's possible we come from Mars from 3 billion years ago. What if that's possible, right? Because 3 billion years ago, they say that's when Mars lost its water, and it lost it rather quickly. I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, take a look at this. Here's a UFO sighting. This comes from Mavi, 777 UFO alarm. This is interesting. I guess. I don't know anymore. I give up. That's a UFO now. Now they're starting to look like this. I give up.
¿Cómo la ven? ¿Qué es eso?
I like Mavi too.
A ver, vamos a alejarnos para ver cómo se ve.
Look, watch this.
La tierra. Vean.
What the hell?
Parece ángel. Ya se va, ya
That's amazing. Isn't that wild?
Fue un buen video. Pero no nos gusta la tierra, el contorno de la tierra, la ciudad.
I don't know. Is it from the ISS? I think it's from the ISS. Look at these ships. What the hell's going on up there? Right? It's got to be fake. I'm saying it's fake. I'm calling bullshit. I am calling out bullshit right now. But what do I know? Because when it's too good to be true, it's not true. That's why. That's why, man. You can't tell me you believe that's a real UFO. Come on. Stop that. What's this? The official UAP narrative crumbling as new science and technology begins to emerge?
What is up?
Oh, this is alien scientist Jeremy Reese. Or Riss, sorry.
Everybody, we are live. I got some great news updates. A whole bunch of cool stuff has been happening. I just want to share some updates real quick. First off was Eric Weinstein and Michael Shermer had like, it's called an honest dialogue, but it was like a skeptics challenge for real skepticism. And he says at the end of this thing that this is going to be his last segment that he's really going to do on UFOs and UAP until after this report comes out and more information and data come to light. But he's basically said in the email to me, I mean, he says in the email, not basically, he said in the email to me, he said that between me and Kurt Jamungal of the Theories of Everything with Kurt, let me find his channel. Yeah, this is Theories of Everything with Kurt. We've been doing the best service to the physics. This guy's a theoretical physicist and an investigator. He's been super into this. He's actually secured interviews with people that I haven't been able to secure interviews with. I've reached out to many of these people to try to get interviews and discussions going, and not been able to get through to a lot of these people. So this is amazing to see him get through to some of these people with information and the interviews that he's been able to secure. He's got some great, gave some timestamps here. It's gotten to be one of the top comments. So if you're subscribed to me, you'll see that when you go to the video. If you don't have time to watch the whole hour and 49 minutes, you can jump to some of those timestamps. There's some good stuff in the beginning, but it really gets going around those marks. And Eric nails it on these points and nails the skeptics to the wall, to where Michael Shermer's played this role, having skeptic.com a voice, and are able to get.
I want to hear that. Hold on, let's go to. Is it here? No. I want to see his video. I thought he had it timestamped and everything, right? Didn't he say that? No. Is it in this one?
You know, get this information out to the public through for people like you and the audience is now coming to light, and it's now peeking its head out into the mainstream intellectual world. And he Eric Weinstein talks about a little bit about this, but we're going to get deeper into this now. So there's this idea of this invisible college, and this if you want to learn a little bit more about that, go watch this interview here with Diane Walsh-Pasulka on Lex Friedman, and she has done some incredible research into this invisible college, this so-called, you know, separate school of thought that's had access to a lot of this, a lot more information than the public has. So there's this whole idea that there's this whole that when they recovered this stuff, they didn't want to let it out to the general public, so they didn't go and bring it to Vannevar Bush of MIT, as you know, the MJ12 documents claim that he was, you know, he was one of the MJ12 guys, Vannevar Bush, the scientist from MIT. But I don't think they would have brought it to, you know, one of a university like that. There's another theory that they would have brought it to, you know, more obscure and smaller places with, you know, like small, obscure, outside the box thinking physics departments. And it's encounters. It talks. This is the one that says about the
southeast of Virginia Beach in 2014 when they updated their jet's radar, making it possible to zero in with infrared targeting cameras.
So you're seeing it both with the radar and with the infrared, and that tells you that there is something out there.
Pretty hard to spoof that.
These photos.
So he says pretty hard to spoof that, but he doesn't say impossible. So we did some. I've been investigating a lot of this stuff, as we had Victor on a couple weeks ago, and did that whole thing on the electronic warfare range, and just that was identified as being in that area that they showed in the 60 Minutes map. So we started our research there with some satellite, just basic reconnaissance of proximity, what's around there for military, and we found a whole bunch of stuff on the electronic warfare range and testing, like in that area. But we dug a little further into this Ryan Graves guy. And we were researching.
Bear with me, friends. There we go.
So this is great. This is from Steve Cambion's channel the other night, and
so this guy is in this.
So he goes to the BAE. So,
all right, you guys can go watch that. I'll put the link to Jeremy's show in the description. Pretty awesome. I like Jeremy. Does a good job. No. See, there's so many things I want to play for you, and then now I'm changing my mind. Here's a sighting. This one came from Mavi also. 777. This is weird. Here's another one of those sightings. Come on. Obviously, somebody saw this out the window of an airplane. And it reminds me of that other one that we saw coming up out of the clouds and had a contrail that turned with it. This one, not so much as that. I mean, it's just odd. I don't see how that could be, you know, explained as an airplane or anything else. Very strange. Yeah, there was another sighting in here, but that's a weird one. Yeah, very strange. Unbelievable stuff that, I mean, we're still seeing stuff. Look, is this the one I'm doing right here? New UFOs. Here's a new one that just came out 9 hours ago from Mavi. Where's it getting all these? It's a MUFON case. I think this one, right? Another interesting looking Tic Tac looking thing. That looks real. Of course it's blurry. Of course it's got this grainy bullshit pixelated camera. Something like that. I mean, now I'm going to say, it could be an airplane, but why would they record an airplane? And then we got this balloon type thing. I'm saying that's a balloon. All right. Let's get to some really good UFO sightings from third phase of moon last night. I'm just going to show you really quick one of these. Oh, by the way, watch this. Here's an announcement for you guys. I almost forgot. Third phase. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Just watch. Watch this. Now, I announced this to a few people, and they said, bullshit. Dolan, I would have known about this. Well, check it out. This is amazing. July 3rd, guys. Just remember. Third phase of moon making waves, man.
Who's ready for disclosure? Welcome back, everybody from around the world. Big news, lots of incredible UFO videos all over the planet. But let me tell you, we got a video that's going to blow you away with 5 different sources who captured the same thing in Mexico City, including an interview that the military or the major media doesn't want to touch from the USS Dubuque. A Navy officer explains to us on third phase of moon his encounter while on the battleship on the Pacific coast, including some incredible updates and a major debate with Richard Dolan.
What?
The event is just about to happen. Let's just hear from Richard Dolan, and we're going to get to the breaking news. Listen up.
This is amazing.
Hi, I'm Richard Dolan. Join me on July 3rd for a 4-hour special online event in which I will be discussing and debating everything about UFOs with a couple of controversial guys. These are the Cousins brothers of the channel Third Phase of Moon. Oh yes, I'm diving into that one. Is the current UFO information that's been coming out genuine, or is it disinformation? What's up with Lou Elizondo, who I featured as a guest on an event that I recently hosted? Was the Tic Tac UFO something we built or something beyond? And what's the importance of the upcoming UAP Task Force report? Yes, all that and more in the form of a conversation, which will undoubtedly become a debate. Want to know the truth? I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely, Richard. We're looking forward to it as well. And let me tell you, when you talk controversial about third phase of moon, you are absolutely right. We're against the grain of the major media. We have our own narrative, and that is the public. So this is exciting, and I'm looking forward to this. We're going to explain at the end of this video about this rumble in the jungle with Richard Dolan. We've got a lot of things to say.
What did I tell you? There won't be any advertising. This is a pay-per-view event on July 3rd. It's 4 hours for $30 on July 3rd. You're going to see things that, and yes, they are divorced. Believe me. So I wanted to show you that because there were people telling me Dolan isn't going to talk to third phase. I'm like, yes, he is. I'll bet you $50. I would know about that. I'm in the know. Well, you don't know about it because I'm in the know about it. And I'm telling you, Dolan's going to be on third phase of moon. Sure enough, a couple days later, boom, the announcement last night. I mean, that's pretty big, having Dolan doing a debate pay-per-view event. The funny thing was, it doesn't really matter. It was just, let's just say it was gonna be expensive, but they got it to $30. I believe a lot of people will go and check that out, and that's on July 3rd. Plus, there was a interesting UFO sighting, which I'm going to go over on Third Phase UFO Report. So I'm going to show you this. Is an interview, a short interview that Blake did with this guy.
Now, let's get to this.
This is interesting.
You've heard of military personnel in the major news, but you haven't heard the Third Phase of Moon interview with James from the USS Dubuque, who told us about his incredible encounter while aboard a battleship off the Pacific coast of something out of this world, and multiple eyewitnesses experienced it. Listen up to this.
Hey James, thanks for joining us right here at Third Phase Moon. I would like to get into detail of what happened aboard the Navy vessel right here off the Pacific.
So it was early autumn of '86, and my ship was the USS Dubuque. It was home ported in Sasebo, Japan, and we were out of Sasebo bound towards the South China Sea.
Could you go more in depth on the description of what you experienced that night?
Well, what we used to do is after watches, eve watches, that ended about 10, 11 at night, we'd go above decks outside the ship, which we weren't even really supposed to, and we do exercise. We do a workout. And often we'd stargaze because a ship at sea, a Navy ship at sea at the time, runs completely darkened, and you can have a great view of the sky. And what happened one night is I looked up and I saw what appeared to be a star at first, a bright star, but then it started moving in these incredible, flying across the horizon from one end to the other and doing these figure-8 patterns and circles, and it was just never seen anything like it.
Okay, so while you witnessed this, what was your reaction to what you witnessed? What was your prior thought of UFOs, and what did you do immediately after the sighting?
I had absolutely no belief in them whatsoever. I was baffled by what I was looking at. At first, I thought perhaps it was a firefly above my head, but then I realized we were 2, 3, 4 days at sea in the middle of the ocean, and what I was looking at was very high up in altitude. And when I saw the motions it was making, I realized it had to be traveling at tens of thousands of miles an hour. It was faster than anything I'd ever seen, faster than even a meteorite.
Tell us about these angles that this unidentified object was, how it maneuvered.
It was first it kind of rocketed back and forth, and then it started doing almost like an infinity pattern, if you will. Then there was some circles involved, and it moved crazily across the sky.
What was the response from your fellow shipmates to this experience you just had, and did they witness it themselves?
What I did is I went up to what was known as the 04 level, and that was where the lookouts were on the signal bridge. And I asked the guy on watch if he could see what I was seeing. I thought maybe I was seeing things, and he saw it too. But to my surprise, he wasn't really interested in it so much. He said, maybe it's a shooting star or something. And that didn't make any sense to me because it was just going back and forth. But he was totally disinterested in it. I was very surprised. Well, later in the week, I came across a message while working in the document destruction room of all places. And I saw that it was a report that had been forwarded from the Japanese self-defense force, air self-defense force, and they had been chasing a UFO off the coast of Japan, and they had some radar locks on it, and the report had specific information that they had targeted it with their radar. They hadn't apparently gotten very close to it, but they had radar confirmation of what they were chasing.
As far as the UFO phenomenon, what is your opinion on what the military knows?
In my opinion, the military knows quite a bit about what's going on. I don't think my sighting was the only one. I think our involvement, or the military's involvement, it goes beyond what most people can even imagine.
pretty amazing. Hey, that's been a long time since I didn't unmute myself. I didn't mean to play so much of that. I only meant to play half, but then I got in the chat room and I'm like, hey, you guys, I started interacting. See, that's why. Hey, thank you, 0 Point, for the $5 super chat. I would watch more. I would watch longer, man. So busy this time of year in Canada. Thanks and cheers and thank you. No, thank you, 0 Point, for the $5 super chat and support. Thank you very much. And with that, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, so July 3rd, it'd definitely be worth $30. I would recommend checking it out. You're not going to see it anywhere else. A debate or discussion with Dolan after the June 25th deadline, 180 days is over. What's going to happen after the 180 days? What happened on June 25th? What happened leading up to it? They're going to talk about it all. They're going to talk about everyone and everything and who's an actor and who's lying. And Richard freaking Dolan. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So that's with Third Phase of Moon on July 3rd. I heard Michael from Dark Hour Paranormal will be posting a video on Third Phase UFO Report tomorrow. I will be posting one later tonight. So you will be getting more action on Third Phase UFO Report as well as Third Phase of Moon. But me and Michael are going to be tearing it up on Third Phase UFO Report. And keep your eyes open for that later on. Tonight, tomorrow, all week, we're going to be putting videos up. You'll see. It's pretty interesting what's going on in ufology. Friday's the day. So we're going to count the days till we get there. So, keep your eyes open. I know you will. What do you think's going to happen? We're going to talk about it all. Of course. What else is there to talk about? I want to thank all the super chatters and the moderators for keeping the show up and alive and running smoothly. Greatest chat room in ufology. Definitely. We got over 200 tonight. Pretty good. Thank you all for your support. It goes, man, I got to tell you. I don't even know what to say, but thank you. Newcomers and veterans alike, thank you. We just asked for a few minutes of your time, 10, 15 minutes. Check out the show. If you like it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This way you don't miss anything. And tell your friends and family, hey, you want to know what's going on really? Go over to GoofOn, Third Phase of Moon. They'll show you. This is where you get the truth. This is where there's no mincing words here. We're going to tell you what we think is really going on. We try our best anyway. Nobody's perfect in this field. I'll be back tomorrow night, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, right here on YouTube. And if you ain't looking up, what? No. Where? There it is. All right. If you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out. For ufology, everybody. That means if you ain't looking up in the sky, you're not looking out for ufology. I don't know what you're complaining about. It's a play on words. Good night, everybody. I don't know why anybody wants
You're scared of your own shadow and terrified of dear Uncle Gustav. Yes, I am. Well, I'm not. I don't care if he does find me gone. The cow will protect me. Frida, I beg you. Dear Uncle Gustav. Yes, I am. Everyone says he's a wicked man. What about it? Who wants to be good if being good is singing hymns and praying all day long? He's doing what's best for us, I'm sure. It might be best for you. It's not for me. I'm going, and you might as well stop arguing about it. And I warn you, if you dare tell on me, Frida, you know I wouldn't do that. I'm just telling you. You know what will happen if you do. Stop it, you're hurting me. Not half as much as I will if you